Hello, yeah, I went on shore today and went to my bank to get some money out, and MSC have taken £250 pending. I wasn't told anything about that, and they can't just take it and hold it. We're not going to be spending any money on board anyway, so I want the money taken off pending and put back into my bank account. There we go, thank you very much. So I didn't agree to any of that.
The hand won't go down, but this is the second time it's happened. I'm not very happy over it. The second time it's happened.
The management of both need to get these things right.
The same thing happened the other day.
Alright, I see that you registered your bank card
Yep,
on the machine.
Yep.
While you're registering, it
At
showed that
home,
there
it wasn't done on the machine, it was done at home. Before boarding, we had to put it on. We haven't activated the card here since we've been on board.
So this was not put on the machines here?
No. It asked me to do it at home before I pre-boarded.
Alright. So when you did that, there was a pre-authorization of 250.
No. No.
For you to be able to spend on board, because I see your expense so far, you've spent £70.
That was my partner. She's willing to pay that up at the end, but I went to the bank today, no money in my bank account, 250 taken out, which I did not authorise, so I need it put back in and taken off pending.
I will tell the finance office to to cancel this out.
Yeah.
But this will not go back into your account today. This will go back, this will take about 14 days for it to go back.
14 days, and I did not issue that.
Because
is Carlos around? Can I speak to Carlos?
No, unfortunately he's not around.
Okay, can you get Carlos to ring me on my on this number? Or can we arrange a meeting with Carlos?
No, Carlos will not be able to. The only person that you can speak to is the finance, because Carlos is the guest
relations. Right, well, can we get the head of finance down here then so I can speak to them? I did not issue that. We can settle up the £750, the £70. My partner did that on the card, but I didn't issue that, and it shouldn't be taken out. So we've just spoken to the reception, and they said it's going to take about 14 days to go back into my bank account, which they took without my authorisation or informing me. It hasn't been activated on the ship. It was actually activated at home. Well, not activated because we hadn't even got the card. It said that you had to register a card, just like on P&O, where we registered it for £1, not £250. And now today I've gone, and in my bank account the £250 has been taken out, and it's going to take around 14 days. It's not good enough. I've asked to speak to the manager, Carlos. He's not available at the moment, so we're on the phone now speaking to finance, because not waiting 14 days for £250 that I did not inform them of taking, or saying that they could take it. Yes, it's pending, but it still means that it can't be used in my bank, which means I've got next to nothing in my bank account. MSC have got to get these things right. There's been a number of people this has happened to. It is not just me. MSC from the top need to sort out, because it's filtering down, and these things should not be happening on board, taking money out of people's bank accounts without being authorised. If you were with gas and electric and you hadn't authorised it, you'd have a damn good reason to argue whether it was your rent or anything else. You wouldn't go into a shop, pay to them £250 and walk out the shop without buying anything, and then have to wait 14 days for that £250 to go back into your bank account. So it should be no different on a ship unless you authorise it for them to do that. So then you've got it, it's £250 spending money on board. Then that would be fine. But just taking it without authorisation basically is an illegal thing to do. So moving on, the conclusion of the £250 being taken from your account, they explained why and all the rest of it, and you know, it's neither here nor there. It shouldn't happen, especially not that amount. They have cancelled it, and now instead of 14 days they're saying it's going to be between 3 and 7. No apology at reception. I wasn't having to go at Elizabeth, it wasn't her fault, but again, no apology. We got dirty rooms, no compensation. Not that we're in it for that game, guys, and you guys know me. I'm completely honest, and you know, I just say it as it is, so you guys know. Now, some more bad news, unfortunately. When you upgrade by over £500, you get a free bottle of champagne. And also you get a huge box of chocolates. A bar of chocolate for £500, and your upgrade, your room is exactly the same, but the settee's in a different place. I feel sorry for the family that have just had that one. Now we've just been and done deck 16, I do believe, and on the way down we spoke to 3 different families. One of them, the poor guy, hadn't had any sleep for 2 days. All 3 families turned around and said it's their first and last time on MSC, and I do believe it's going to be mine and Sarah's as well, because it can't get any, well, I'm not going to say it can't get any worse than this, but it possibly can. Now, something else that happened last night that all you guys need to know about. Our friends, Bradsky and Hannah, the family that we're with, they had £2 taken out of their account without them knowing. So I came back to the room, picked up my phone, and I've got £2 taken out of my account as well. And it turns out, after we went to reception, the MSC have done that to everybody for their charity. Now that is absolutely fine. Don't get me wrong, guys. We give to charity, prostate cancer, once a month, whatever. And so does Bradsky, and I'm sure many of you guys do as well. So it's not about not giving the money to charity. It's the fact that they take it out of your account without even telling you or letting you know. And everybody who's going to be travelling on MSC needs to know about that. You know, if they'd have asked me, then I would have quite happily given them £5 or even £10, whatever. But you don't just take it out of the account. We did go to reception, told them exactly the same thing, and they did put it back on. But be aware of that. You will get £2 taken out of your bank account. If that happened out in the street and you were on the way to the supermarket, it was the weekend, you needed your last £2 to get you a bottle of milk, and somebody took it out of your pocket, then of course they would be arrested. So technically, once again, that is theft. And if they'd have asked, then we would have given it quite happily. Maybe MSC, if anybody in management is watching, a good thing to do, be like in the West End at the theatre shows. Have some people after every show with a bucket and announce what charity you're going to give that money to over the tannoy as people leave the theatre. You'd probably make a lot more money than stealing £2 out of their bank account, or even possibly something as simple as slipping an envelope explaining it under the door for them to put a donation in. But you can't take money out of people's bank accounts, definitely not in England anyway, because basically MSC, that is theft. Sort this out, otherwise MSC is a sinking ship without an iceberg. Okay guys, we're down in reception. It's our day at Vigo. Well, not a day, 4 or 5 hours, and the queues, as you can see, go all the way round the atrium. Well, that was pretty crazy. We are not going to go into the atrium to get off for another 10 or 15 minutes. Unfortunately, we've just had to walk down 10 flights of stairs. People with disabilities, that's not going to be great, because the lifts have gone down as well. Talk about VIrtuosa. Love it. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Somebody just on board said that once, so I think I'll use it. That is complete chaos, isn't it? You can't have stuff like that going on. Sorry, MSC. All of the lifts are down, so people are having to crowd, run down the stairs. It's like the ship is sinking. It is absolutely nuts. It is pure chaos here in Vigo. It's around midday, and I don't know what's going on, but the lifts have gone down. Like I said, if you're up there having a bit of lunch or a bit of breakfast, and then you've got to get down all those stairs down to deck 5, which is 10 decks down, you're gonna be in trouble if you've got any walking disabilities or any mobility issues. And as you can see, these are all people trying to get off the ship now, and it's just pure chaos. MSC have got to get this thing right. We've just spoken to another family. He's not had any sleep for 2 days, bless him, and they've got 2 young children under the age of 1 year old, and their room is just absolutely awful. This is crazy stuff, absolute crazy stuff. And also, no laundry. There is a laundry service, but you've got to pay for it yourself. If you want a shirt ironed, they won't give you an iron to take to your room for an hour to borrow. They haven't got a laundry here on MSC, so you can iron it yourself. what they want you to do is for you to pay for the iron. Now this is crazy because P&O Ferries, first of all, they apologised and they brought an ironing board. The first cruise on P&O, there was a laundry which you could use free of charge. The second one, they closed it because of obviously the COVID situation on the Britannia, but they brought an iron to my room and an ironing board for 1 hour. I was allowed to use it, you know, every single day to iron my clothes because I've been in the suitcase. And also every guest got 10 items free, washed, pressed and ironed if you wanted. That was every single guest on the P&O. This is something that MSC have got to sort out. You shouldn't have to come onto a cruise ship and not even be able to iron any of your clothes and be expected to pay for that privilege. It's disgraceful. MSC's got a lot to learn, they've got a lot to do, because there's a lot of unhappy people on this ship right now. Even into the third day, there were queues and queues and queues at reception. And then poor guys that are working on there, they're really getting it in the neck, and it's not their fault because they work really, really hard.